everyone, it's Kiki. Thanks for hanging out. As you can see, I have a new little microphone. We'll see if this makes the audio better. I really like using the Apple one that's corded, but that means my iPhone has to be like this close to me because the cord is really short. Today, I wanted to share some thoughts that I had with you. If you don't work on your internal demons, or another way of saying it is if you don't work on your traumas or your insecurities or your hangups, it's going to bite you in the butt. You're going to self sabotage. It's going to destroy whatever you've made for your life. So, say life is you're building this type of castle, pyramid, or structure. If you don't deal with the underlying issues, your core beliefs that are negative or anything if you have all these things that are no longer serving you, what's going to happen is you're going to be building your life up like with this structure, and your beliefs that are not serving you anymore, they're technically rot, like mind rot, soul rot. It's going to destroy the structure that you're building for your life. So I hope that makes sense. You have a choice, and now that you know about that, now that you know that you have these mindsets, these conditionings, trauma, all that stuff, and you know that you can work on it and then you know you can get rid of it, yeah, it's your responsibility. But it's really empowering. I know it sounds really hard and it sounds a little daunting because you're like, oh my god, it's a lot of work, I have to do it. But if you work on it, you have the opportunity to live this really great life, very in alignment with who you are personality wise and who your what your brain is like. It's not like you're twisting all the time or you have cognitive dissonance or friction inside or this twisty feeling because you're living your most accurate life. I was driving to school and I haven't driven through this one particular neighborhood in a very long time. And this neighborhood that I drove through, if you're from Vancouver, you would be very familiar with it. It's called South Granville. It's quite nice, lots of nice architecture, landscape, more expensive neighborhood. Not to say that I'm not in a nice neighborhood now, I am in a nice neighborhood, but I was driving through this old neighborhood that I used to live in, and I had a lot of memories pop up, and I realized that I did have it really good back then. And I usually have it really good with a lot of my boyfriends, except for one. So it rem- led me to understand that no matter how good your life is and put together your life is, if you don't believe that you deserve it, you're gonna self sabotage it. If you don't deal with the demons that you have inside, you're gonna self sabotage. You're gonna throw it all away. The guy that I was with, my partner, he was such a nice guy. He worked for a really big company, and at the time when I was 22, that was 13. Well, I'm 36 now, so that's 14 years ago. He was already making $50,000, and for two people, that's a lot of money back then. That was 14 years ago. And he was climbing the corporate ladder, and he was on his way to becoming management at this place, and I'm sure he is now. He wanted to settle down and have kids, have a family and everything. He was even a year younger than me, and he was very wanting to settle down. That was what he wanted to do with his life. And we even had plans that we were going to move to Kelowna because he literally was going there for a promotion, and I screwed it up because I cheated on him. And yeah, that was totally my fault. I did learn a lot from it, but that goes to show like, no matter how perfect it is, if you are not ready and you haven't dealt with the things in your life, you're going to screw it up. I threw it all away because I wasn't ready. I had attachment issues, I had impulse issues. I cheated on him, and that's why we broke up, because I couldn't deal with my impulsive tendencies at the time. I didn't understand where that impulsive tendency came from, the root of it, which was ADHD and the need for novel and excitement. Now that I actually know where the impulsivity comes from and how my brain works, I actually don't make a lot of mistakes anymore. And this is the thing, when you're so young, you don't know anything about yourself. You don't know about your brain. You don't know your likes, your dislikes, your interests, your strengths, or weaknesses, or anything like that. So, well, anyways, that was me. I didn't know anything about that. So, I definitely wasn't ready to be in a relationship. He was ready. I didn't deal with a lot of the childhood trauma that I had. I had a drinking problem back then because I was trying to drown all of the demons that were in my brain, the negative talk, all the memories from my childhood upbringing, they were there, all the trauma, and I had a lot of baggage as well. Like I had a lot of hang-ups, and that was because I was raised in a really strict environment. I didn't get to experience a lot. I was very insecure because I didn't have a lot of skills and I didn't know who I was, which made me insecure. And it just was so interesting now that I'm older, I'm more confident and secure in myself. And I would have to say, I feel like I am more adjusted. I'm more well adjusted than I've ever been before. I know what my emotions are doing, and I don't fall into my emotions. I listen to them, listen to what they have to say to me, and then I interpret that. But I know so much about myself now. So the lesson of the day is if you don't deal with all of your stuff, all of your hangups, your trauma, your insecurities. If you don't deal with it, it's going to come bite you in the butt. And then if you push it further and further, you're going to become one of those old people that are just bitter inside and you don't know why. So it's better to deal with it now. Live your best life, live your most accurate, authentic life because you've dealt with everything. You figured out who you were, figured out your brain, and just live a new life. Anyways, I gotta go to school because I have to pee and I'm wearing heels today. I'll take a picture of my outfit and I'll put it in here because I think it's so cute. Okay, well, anyways, thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Bye.